We're live? No. Yeah, now we're live.
We are live. Nice. Awesome.
Hello there. Beat you to it. Hello there.
Hello, everybody.
We're on Twitch.
We are
good
Twitch
on
streamers
YouTube.
now.
I don't know how to. Do I have Twitch? I'm not even following us. If you're, where are we? Have we got anyone? We've got one person.
Oh,
where
yeah,
are you?
true.
Let us know where you are. And if you're not on Twitch, go give us a follow on
Twitch.
Twitch.
We have 2 people on Cmd+AI YouTube. So hello, everybody. Thank you for watching through Cmd+AI YouTube channel. I see more people joining from Twitter. Hello to all of your beautiful faces. Today, we have quite a few things to show you, like cool stuff, like actual hand-on things that we've been building. Fun stuff.
I had no idea you could hover over that little icon and see where people are joining from.
Yeah,
that's new.
It changed your worldview.
Guys, if you prefer Twitch, we've literally just signed up there. Cmd+AI show on everything. But if you prefer that, wherever you're comfortable, wherever you feel like you're yourself, where you feel, unrestrained, unrestricted, the true version of yourself, wherever you feel that, will be there. Let's get on with the show.
Yeah. All right, cool. So what have you been busy with?
What have I been busy with? It's all about content creation these days. I made a subtle joke about it last week, not doing any code. I have literally been because it's starting to get into a point now where I'm recording videos for clients, for companies. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention them. There are no contracts, but I'll keep that hush for now. But it's just, it'd be tutorials for their channels or adverts for their distribution and things like that. So I've got a couple of clients on at the moment trying to sort all that out. Plus I'm trying to do the Claude Code crash course, which I'm, trying to release updates to that at least every week, which is cool. Saying that, yesterday I started a project just for fun because I want to share songs with people, but I use YouTube Music and everyone else uses Spotify. So
I have this problem.
Yeah. So I'm building a Safari share sheet. When you click share, my app will pop up in the share sheet and then it will bring up the equivalent YouTube, Spotify, Amazon link. So if I know you're on Spotify, then I can get the Spotify link to the song that I'm on and send it to you. So
that's interesting. Yeah. Why not making a tool where people, if you share the song, you just share the destination to that page and people can choose where they can open that song? Does that make sense?
Oh yes, because this requires me to know what streaming service they're on, doesn't it? So yeah, that could be another good. That's a very good idea for it to say.
Here it is. You have $1 billion
and I generate. Yeah, it's probably in the query URL. I'll probably send them a link to. There's just one page. It could be on Webflow. Could just be a one-page Webflow thing. And then my link gives them the query, and then the Webflow website takes down the query data, does the processing, and then presents them. It's a really good idea. That's a better idea than mine.
I would use it actually.
But having said that, the reason why I mention it is because I'm building it. It requires an iPhone application. It requires you to install this app. It requires me to install this app through the App Store. So that's why I mentioned it, just because this whole journey's just been fun. Yeah. Your idea, I could build in 2 seconds. That's nothing. I could actually do that now. Because I still need to be able to share the link with you, right? I still need to be able to generate that link. So actually, it still needs the iPhone aspect. But
probably.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, so that's what I've started doing for fun.
You need a converter in this
Yeah,
in
and
between.
I don't think this is a new. And this goes down to like building tools to get things done that you want done and having fun with it. Like, I bet there's already something like this out there.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
well, I was going to say there's already a service that I'm using that does the interpolation, so I'm just packaging it in an app. So yeah. Anyway, speaking of which,
our last stream. We're not talking about last week. We're talking about this week.
That was nearly 4 hours long. We said we were going to do it last week. We did it this week.
Yeah. So if you're interested, that is also something that we will continue building an idea, turning it into a real app.
And in the process, bringing you up to speed with Claude Code and showing how I and now you will, pros develop using Claude Code. Build.
By the way, I said I will watch that video entirely again. Instead, I went to the transcript. I gave the transcript to ChatGPT, and I'm making a list of things that I am interested in because he told me quite a few things about how to use the terminal, and they were really useful.
Definitely do that. But why don't we make that the first part of the session is to clarify things from the last session that you have. I've been watching it. I've timestamped everything. So it meant I've watched through it again. And there are things that I want to raise on the next episode. So we'll answer questions. We'll make some tweaks and updates, which are unrelated to, unnecessary, but I think would benefit you, such as getting a new terminal. And then we'll move forward with actually doing Claude Code stuff.
Yeah. So you're saying the Apple stock terminal is bad?
Yeah. Okay. No, it's not bad. It's just for what you need it for what you specifically need it for, there are better terminals out there. That are free.
Is it
Warp? Well, no, it won't be Warp. It won't be.
I installed Warp on my PC, by the way.
Yeah, we'll keep it free. We'll keep it free because people are paying enough for Claude Code. And there will be a giveaway. Okay. I have free Claude Code passes to give away, so
that is
giving those away.
Cool. Okay, that is. Oh,
so join us next Wednesday. 3 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Germany time. Probably 9 a.m. Eastern Pacific. I think.
Yeah, maybe even earlier. Anyway, yeah. Okay, cool. Let's start with. Should we start with the intro or should I start with the?
Let us know what you've been. Let's do the intro. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Whatever you want. Do you want to just jump right into Blender or do you want to do the intro?
Let's do the intro. We have a few people, so you guys know what we are talking about and we have it over with.
Before we start, give us a like wherever you are.
Please, subscribe if you haven't.
Heart on Twitter.
Is in Twitch. It's a like, probably. It's also subscribers or something like that. I will be monitoring that. If you are watching on Twitch, please write us a comment so we can see if we can actually see it or not here in our tool. Anyway, so this week we have ads coming to ChatGPT, something we've been waiting for and we're not happy about. Skills are getting tons of attention because they're pretty cool, and we'll talk about them a ton. Cloudflare is they have acquired Astro, and that might mean something like acquiring Webflow. I don't know. We'll talk about that as well. And Apple is building a chat box similar to ChatGPT. All of this and more in today's episode. This is Command AI. I'm Vercel.
And I am Sam, and this is a week in AI design and dev.
Cool. So tons of cool stuff happening, but we start with what I've been working on. Let me get my windows straight, and I'll show you guys what I've been building with Blender. So
because we actually practice what we preach, we like building stuff and doing stuff. We're not just here for the hype.
Yes, exactly. And where's my Blender MCP? Here it is. Cool. Now I'm going
Because you had a question for me, didn't you?
Yeah,
and to the audience, get ready to type what you think, because
yeah. All right, so let me do this. All right, so I don't know Blender, but I built this entire 3D thing in Blender with the help of AI with just a few prompts. And you'd be shocked if I tell you I built all of this, well, the room, from this image. I know it's quite dumb. This is not meant to be something for AI. I made a note about that particular room for myself without noting anything on it. And I gave this to Claude code, connected it to Blender, and it built me this room accurately, like very accurately. And then I started adding obviously other stuff to it, like furniture, etc. And we'll go through like the process of how I got here. But the question that I have for you, kind of like a dumb one, what do you think this 90 here represents? Because Claude got it right. AI without any context. I just gave it this and it got it right.
I don't know. Type in the comments, right?
Yeah.
I thought it might be like hype. Before I answer that, right? Do you know kind of architectural diagrams? Is this kind of like inside domain specific knowledge?
This is in Figma. By the way, if you like look at this says frame, because I made this in Figma. I went to that room at my parents', right? I measured everything, and then I had my laptop. I wrote it down in Figma, different measurements, and it was all for my head to later on come up with a plan. But then I figured out, why not use the MCP for Blender that we've been hearing about to do this for me. And I don't know anything about Blender. I barely know how to move my camera.
I don't know. I don't know what 90 means. What does 90 mean?
It doesn't really matter all that much. It's just that it's cool.
The height of the window.
No, it's cool that AI got it right. It's the floor to window height.
Oh gosh. Yeah, see, because that could be any number of things.
Yeah,
that could be the window height, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I agree.
But
these are like the
blue things, right? Did it like you haven't labeled the bed blue, right? As an example.
No, I told it to ignore these. I said ignore the blue ones. I included it in the prompt, but I said ignore them. And then you see these. So I don't know. Do you recognize what these are?
Yeah, like cabinets sort of.
Yeah, but like which specific cabinets?
Oh, they IKEA, surely.
Yeah, they are IKEA Kallax. So what I did, I told AI, the Claude code, to add 2x4 IKEA Kallax. I didn't give it any measurements. I just said it's 2x4. So it did it actually correctly in the correct orientation. And then I said 4x2, again, did it in the correct way. Anyway, this is the good stuff, but there were some learnings. Something that didn't work really well, and now let me show you, is the bed. So for the bed, the first trial, I would get something like this. For the first few tries, it would just have it exploded, even though I would say like joint them, nothing was working. So I figured, what is the problem? By the way, the way I was getting the bed was essentially an image like this, just for screenshots from Amazon. Not this particular image, but this and images like these. And I feel like, I don't know, they were kind of like messing up with Claude, maybe. Somehow I tried different beds, I tried different images, different prompts, continued, clear context. It was always leading to an exploded shot or like very, very messy. So what I figured I'd do, I gave that image, like this image and the other one, to ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. It could be any AI for this task. I gave it to it and I said, look, my purpose is to create this in 3D with Blender and Blender MCP, but it's getting it wrong. Can you make a very detailed JSON prompt that I can give to my AI? And it did, and I didn't even read the prompt. I just gave it to AI and it did it correctly after that. So the JSON solved my issue. And that plant, I just demonstrated this a few hours ago to some friends, and they said, like, can you add a plant in the corner? And I was like, okay, sure, let me ask AI. So this is how it works. This is like, just type in whatever you want, and it surely a few seconds later, it took actually 1 minute. Well, this is for solving an issue, but it took about 1 minute to add the plant.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah.
I bet there'll be some Blender nerds who will look at that, like the layer structure or something, and be like, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, like, you decide your use case. This could be just a visual. It could be somebody at home just trying to decorate their room, just trying to visualize their room. Don't take it too seriously. Don't look.
This is literally what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get a hyper realistic look. I'm trying to. This is a very small room. I'm trying to get the most out of this room, right? And I had to compromise. I have to like see what types of like furniture can I add. This is my goal. I'm like, what I'm doing here is planning. I don't care about the looks of it or like the correctness of Blender. I mean, look at the joint of these walls. It's hilarious. It's really bad, right? And there is a leftover from something else probably, right? But it doesn't matter for me, because what I care about is the sizes being correct, which I checked and they were correct, and just to get a feeling like, is that what I want? Maybe I move stuff a little bit. So if you want to do something with Blender and can't, just install Claude Code, and I asked it how to connect it to Blender. It told me how to do it. After I did it, I prompted this. But if you are a Blender like pro, what you could do, you probably know your thing much better, so you could give it much better and more clear instructions. Like for me, I was saying to Claude, how can I group things? Because I don't know how to group things in Blender. And it was saying like, you can do collections, you can join them. I'm like, I don't know what any of that means. Do your best.
Yeah.
So, but if you are a pro, you can get a lot more out of it by being very particular and plan it before doing it. And you just leave it to run and it does its thing. I also have to mention, it's been eating through my context and my tokens like nothing I've seen. Like the Blender MCP is just like, I would hit my limit after a few edits every single time. So I could do this much faster, but my limits were like being hit constantly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Very fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Let's move on to Remotion.
Let's move on to
you
more
intro this one?
agentic stuff. Sure thing, but I want to prepare the windows for it. We can do it so people also can see what I'm preparing here. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what I was thinking as well. I told you before, we prepare for this show. We're professionals, okay? one thing I was thinking of is that you exported or took a screenshot of Figma, right, and just put that in. Whereas I would have used the Figma MCP to say, look at that frame, bring that in or something like that. I mean, again, different use cases, and you wanted to actually sketch.
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it, and you actually tell me. Let's mention that in the video. I think this is like very valuable. I didn't think of it, and sure, I can guarantee that I will do that next. All right, so do I need, by the way, to do this layout shift before the video? Yeah.
You don't need to do it for the edit, but for our audience, you might want to. Up to you.
True. So that you have the layers you edited yourself. Okay. All right. All right. So there is a super cool tool that allows me to take this static, nice designs from Figma and actually turn it. Wait, I messed up my window management. Let's go again. So there is this super cool tool that allows me to take this static Figma design and turn it into an animated video. This is a video that I can export and put it on social media, use it for whatever use case I have. This is for general motion design use cases. And you do all of this with just prompting with AI. And this is where we will get into the depth of it. So, was it good?
Was good. Okay.
Okay.
Is that clear? Well, actually, this is something we've talked about as well. Audience, let us know. Is that clear? Like from design to a video, because this is a saga. This is a multi-stage saga.
Yeah.
This explanation, because I think a lot of people are getting confused about what this tool is.
Do you have your version also ready?
I've got my version ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that as well, and I will continue with
this is what
text.
I've done. Go on.
No, just share the screen. I will prompt. I will continue so you can go after me. Just share the screen. Your screen. What you've been working on.
What I had before. Would you want the animation, or do you want the design?
Yeah, the animation.
The animation. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want me to play it?
So before we go too much into the depth, I want to show also what you have done. So show us what you have. This is also super cool. I really like the design. And the important note here is you did all of this without having a design to start with, without any Figma, just from scratch. Cool. So all of this is done with Remotion. Do you want to take us through Remotion?
Yeah. So Remotion is a application, let's call it, that you run in your browser, and it enables you to take code, like code, and animate it and export it to a video. So as an example, the thing that you see on the screen right now was
don't see the screen. Well, we see the
no. This was the original. This was just a little. I want to add this to one of my videos on YouTube. I want to add this little motion graphic or whatever. So I created the end design, and I created this this is just a website. It's all just HTML. And then I put it into Remotion and asked, and I was able to animate it in Remotion. Let me share my other screen. And it's able to create. It's a React-based thing. It creates your React website. It turns your React website into animation. You can animate different components. You can move it and all the rest of it. And that's Remotion.
So it basically takes layers, and then these layers can be animated. And as we showed it, I'll bring back my
create real MP4 videos with React. That's pretty much it.
So. And as you see here on the screen, we have a timeline. So all of this is happening inside of my browser, and we have a timeline. And by the way, as I mentioned, here I had this initial design. The final design is not exactly that. I can play around with it, and that's the whole point of it. I could do it manually, but now we can do it with Skills. This is how I have done it, and you too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you can ask Claude Code to animate this. You can add this into you add your project into the Remotion, and yeah, Claude Code can animate it, no problem. It's just code at the end of the day. However, what's getting a lot of buzz right now is that Remotion have released a skill that you can install in Claude Code, or you can install it in Cursor, whatever tool you're using, that gives the AI guidance on how it should use Remotion. So you get a much more consistent result, because the skill is a set of best practices of how to animate in Remotion, which is really cool. So you're going to get a better result if you use the skill, for sure.
This is what I also did. So I saw it on Twitter, and then I asked Claude, how can I add this essentially, because I didn't even know where to start it. And then I mentioned this before the show, that I gave it a screenshot from Figma, and then the code, like the entire CSS, which I knew it's not the best way, but I didn't know a better way of doing it. But you mentioned I could just use the MCP from Figma. I completely forgot about it. It didn't even cross my mind. So I think that would have been much better. I don't know how to do this yet. I will do it afterwards, because I played like 20 minutes with this, less actually, just a few prompts. I want to add the actual images, because this is not loading the images from Figma or anything. I don't know if I have to do it manually, or if it can get them from the Figma MCP. But anyway, I have to find a way to export these images and put them there. What I did, for the initial animation, I didn't tell it what to animate or how to animate it. I just said, this frame, animate it. That's it, like a very generic dumb prompt. And then it animated these from bottom to top. And then I said, no, I don't like that. Animate them from like left to right and right to left, which it did. So
mine
cool.
was a much more specific prompt. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, so I told it how I wanted to animate it. And then once again, with that skill, it applies what I've asked of it and used the skill to understand some nuances that Remotion requires to get the best out of it, right? So so to improve your thing here, I would take the JPEG, I would put it in, because here's the thing, Remotion, you have it running on your machine and you create all of your projects. You could actually, this is just one workflow. You create all your projects that you want to animate, all your scenes that you want to animate in that one project. So let's say, for example, this is your portfolio. You could have a portfolio project and you create all your scenes, and then you can hit that render button down the bottom right there, and it'll export it as an MP4. Really, really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
So you could take one of those images that you've got in Figma now, put it into the folder structure. So actually, maybe we can do it right now, right?
Where is that, by the way? I can't.
I'm not sure where you installed this. So this is where you need to know where you installed it.
I see.
Maybe it's in file. You know, I'm not amazing at Remotion, to be fair. I was saying that I was in the running for. It says open in Cursor. That might help you. Under File, open in Cursor.
No.
Oh, weird. I got mine. Is Cursor open?
My cursor is open. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you need to find where that folder is. You put that image in the folder, and in Claude Code, you'd say, put this image in the first cell of the squares, and Claude Code will figure it out. Probably won't even use the skill. It just read the code. It'll know to import the image into that React component, because it's all React. It's all done with React. And then you'll have that image in there. So it's all done through React. Again, just to exemplify the skill is the thing that just gives it guidance and helps it in using Remotion. So I hope that's clear for everyone. I think we were careful to not to introduce you to the varying different layers of this tool without overwhelming you. The output inevitably is just an MP4. So if you have any use for an MP4, I'm going to be using this for my YouTube videos. I wish this was out last week because I needed well, you'll see in one of my videos that I had an explanation, or I have an explanation of what plugins are in Claude Code. And I wanted to show that you could have multiple plugins within a marketplace, and then plugins can have skills and blah, blah, blah. I could have just made it in Figma and told Remotion to do it and then export it as an MP4, bring the MP4 into Final Cut. Jobs are good. So, so yeah, that's Remotion. Really exciting, really cool. But this comes off the back of the next article we're going to go for, next topic we're going to talk about, which is something from Vercel. Because skills, I think skills are getting a lot of, basically they're the next big thing, and you really don't want to miss out on them. So Vercel has released this project called Skills, or Skills.sh. And it's a marketplace. Well, I don't want to use the term marketplace because that's another thing. It's a collection of skills. They've even got a skills leaderboard where you can download these skills, such as Vercel React best practices. So if you're working on a Vercel project, React Next.js presumably, you have this skill, and Claude Code or whatever you're doing has got a reference to that. Number 3 is the Remotion best practices.
Ah, nice. I see also a few audits. This gives me the idea. I will use these to audit a few websites, maybe potentially for like my clients or like my potential clients. If the results are good, I could just very easily audit many websites at the same time, or like quite fast, and then just send these potential clients an email saying like, hey, here are things that we could do better. Something like that. Sure. Yeah.
So you see up here all of the different agents that because Claude Code, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people, Claude Code was the first to introduce the idea of skills, but now we're starting to see it in I think this is Klein, probably Codex, Cursor here. Skills are starting to roll out because they're becoming an important part of AI development. So what they've done is create an NPM package called Skills. God knows how they got that. That's a pretty good name for an NPM package. And you can add them with npx skill add Vercel labs. And then it'll ask you, where do you want to install this? Do you want to install it in your project because you might just want the Remotion skill in a certain particular project? Or do you want to install it globally? And then which agent are you actually using it with? Because it will be different for different agents. So it installed mine in the Claude Code particular folder structure for Claude Code. So this is great. This is a really handy package for getting involved in skills. But you found there was a few more, right? You found a few lingering around.
So skills directory. I'm gonna show this. So I found also this one, skills directory. It looks pretty cool. And something that this does, it allows me to see what other people are doing with AI, essentially, right? So I can see what are like cool stuff people are doing, and you can go to categories like in marketing. Like there is not anything in marketing. Yeah, not in marketing, but in research. Like I could imagine doing some research and looking at how people are doing some like certain stuff. That would be something next that I will do. I see there are a lot of development skills, not many in other actually, but they have like 3,500 skills.
And by the way, you can create your own skills. And to plug my little Claude Code course, I'll be doing a lesson on how to install and how to create your own skills. the easiest example I can give, these are very generic, right? But the easy example I give is like brand guidelines. If your company, if your company has a certain way of doing things, colors, fonts, and things like that, you have a brand guideline skill. So that means anything Claude Code, Cursor, or whatever agent you're using does something in a code base with that skill. It knows to always create things in a certain way rather than just letting it loose and designing it the way that Claude Code or whatever design stuff. So definitely worth checking out. It's on my Patreon, patreon.com/0x5m5. But yeah, either way, you can create your own skills. You're not limited to these. This is just a marketplace. These are just other people's
directory.
Directory. That's a better way to say it. Because you'll see there it's got trending, which you've got selected. You can see the Remotion one is trending at the moment, so you can sort of see a real-time thing of keep an eye on what people are doing with them or what's getting popular right now. A new trendy one might come out tomorrow even, But yeah, that's
UI UX Pro Max. I don't know what that is, but that's also quite interesting.
Do you reckon it's Apple? Do you reckon it's Apple stuff?
Yeah. But anyway, like at the end of the day, I want to go through these and just kind of like have it as a directory of cool things that other people are doing and potentially what I could do. I can imagine, by the way, to go through these, find a few that are very interesting and relay them to my team. So instead of like myself like going through every one of these and do it myself, I might find something specifically interesting for one of my teammates and say, can you like go do this and tell me like how you feel about it, how it does for you. So potentially,
and let's say, for example, you move your Kabazo website off to a code project, a Next.js project, you create a skill for your the colors and whatever, how it looks. So that may whenever your team wants to add a feature to that website, they'll prompt it, but it will always look and feel the same way. Maybe you'll have a set of rules and things like that.
Makes sense.
And there's a lot of confusion between commands, skills, and agents, and that they all kind of cross over in this kind of, they all overlap in some ways. Slash commands are more in the way of like repeatable things that you want to do. I want to push, I don't want to have to write a prompt to push this commit and write this message and do this, that, and the other. So you might create a slash command to do that. It's just a shortcut way of doing something, whereas skills are more persistent. They're more referenced. There's something that the agent can refer to get a job done. It doesn't need it. It doesn't tell it it's not a prompt. It's not telling it what to do. You're telling it inevitably what to do, and then this is just it's a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah.
I've got to be careful with all these terms because it's not a tool. It's not a tool. It's something that the AI can use to do what it needs to do.
It's a guideline.
It's a guideline and all that sort of lot. So yeah, and then agents are more recursive tasks, inner loop tasks that it will do. So sub-agents can use skills as an example, and it can use slash commands. So any questions on any of that, let us know. I'd greatly appreciate that, because then those can work its way into the course. That's skills in a nutshell, and the new Vercel skills npm package, which makes it incredibly easy to add skills to whatever agent that you guys want to use.
Cool.
Cloudflare acquired Astro.
Oh yeah, that one.
I'm going to get the original article and not link to Theo. So I don't know if you guys heard, but continuing the trend of buying open source companies, because these open source companies are slowly, I don't know, their whole, what do you call it? They're
dying out, or like finances.
They're dying out. Because of the finances. Yeah, their source of income is kind of crumbling. Their model for monetary and financial support is kind of dying because of AI. And in true fashion, where the ones that are surviving, they are often owned by bigger organizations and consume big organizations. Well, Astro are no exception to that, where Cloudflare have just acquired Astro. Now, if you don't know what Astro is another React framework for developing server-side rendered websites. It's a competitor to Next. Astro is another option there, and in fact, they've got some really nice alternative features that Next.js don't. They both serve a different purpose. But yeah,
Astro is great for like content-heavy websites. We're talking about like marketing. It's not like a website with a login and authentications necessarily. It's websites that need to load fast, perform well, be great for search engines and being able to be indexed, things like this. Astro has been great. And this is why also Webflow chose Astro as their underlying technology, I believe, especially when it comes to building with AI, Webflow, and all of it will be with Astro. But now Cloudflare owns Astro, and also Webflow has a really tight growing relationship with Cloudflare, which makes me think if they would ever make the move on Webflow as well and potentially buy Webflow. I have no information on this, but it wouldn't surprise me.
So Webflow did support Astro with 200,000, which is funny enough pays for like one developer, but it's crazy how much this stuff costs, which is why they find it hard to support. But they are mentioned here, look. And also Webflow have been demonstrating a very close relationship with Cloudflare. For better or worse, they've been going down a couple of times whenever Cloudflare goes down, and Cloudflare have had a few, hiccups recently. But saying that, the new what do they call it? What's the Webflow ecosystem for developing?
AppGen.
No, the one that you have to push. I did a course on it. I forgot
Webflow Cloud. Webflow Cloud.
Webflow Cloud. Yeah, Webflow Cloud. They use K2 storage, which is just key value storage. Webflow use a lot of Cloudflare's products. So there's this incestuous little circle that's going on. So it'll be interesting to see how this affects, Webflow. I don't think it will. I just think it just tightens that grip. To be honest, I can't see this as being a bad thing. I don't think this is going to be a good thing. I think it's only good really for Astro because they're going to get that continued financial support from Cloudflare, who are just huge at this point, and a very, very good company.
Yeah, and there is also there was also this image from Cloudflare that Webflow is the second most used CMS on Cloudflare after WordPress. And we see Wix here with 1%, Framer sites 2%, Webflow 15%, and WordPress dominating as always with 41%. But this is quite surprising. Like this is bigger than Adobe Experience Manager. Most people have not heard of this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this is big. Like this is big.
Because Cloudflare are very, very enterprise friendly, right? Cloudflare are very enterprise friendly.
Yeah.
Adobe Experience Manager are very enterprise friendly. So it's crazy how those are flipped.
Yeah. So
hats off to Framer. They're doing all right.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be acquired by Cloudflare, because Cloudflare is like what, 60, 70, 80 billion? I don't know. It's something like that, their valuation. And Webflow, the latest in 2019, I believe, was like 4 billion. So potentially.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. We are steaming through this week's thing, which works out for me because I've got a hard cut off, but I've got a hard cut off in about 45 minutes, so we're all right. But if you
we were also more prepared this week, like
slightly more prepared. Although,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments whether we are making any sort of sense, because, you know, maybe we're just curse of knowledge, they call it. When you know something, you forget to mention the simple things. Because normally you're not prepared and you ask questions that make me explain things more. So maybe you need to be less prepared, man.
I need to be the noob.
Yeah, you need to be the noob. Gosh damn it. Yeah, let us know if you have any questions or anything. Like the video wherever you're watching. It really supports the channel. And if you're not following us on YouTube, we release clips of everything that we talk about today. We release clips throughout the week, shorts and things like that. So a bit more of a condensed version, and you can tune into the bits you're interested in over there. So we haven't even got it. I was going to point to the QR code, but it's not even there. Gosh.
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
Anyway, steaming through chat ads and ChatGPT.
Yeah, you like this one. You can go with the intro.
Don't know if I like this one, but I will tell you I've lost the announcement. So let's get that up and running. So it's kind of what we've all been fearing, to be honest. And ads are finally here in ChatGPT, and I think this is a bit of a disaster, to be honest. I remember a while ago, quote me on this, saying ads are probably the lowest. You're scraping the barrel for funding if you resort to ads. YouTube ads, as an example, like literally us as content creators, I don't know. There's obviously different schools of thought here, and I'm probably gonna make many enemies by saying it, but like, you cannot rely on ads from AdSense. You know, they just don't pay anything. The amount of hours you put into YouTube versus the reward through AdSense is why we choose sponsorships, right? OpenAI are scraping that barrel. They've tried and does this represent something even more disastrous at OpenAI? Saying that, I'll go on. You can say something.
Yeah. So this is very interesting, because you're saying like this is the bottom, like this is the last resort, right, for a company to make money. But we also know Facebook and Google, they are making shit ton of money just from ads. They are like ad companies, but there is a difference, or there is a point to make here. Companies who make money from ads, and very successfully so, and they are like based on that, there are companies who also have turned into platforms where they capture your attention and they keep you there. Like with Google, it's a bit different, but it is still like a lot of your time spending in Google, or like a lot of clicks. Like you would go on Google a lot of times. So it would, at the end of the day, you being on Google very active, and that's how they make money, by having your attention there. Same on YouTube, and very exactly the same on Instagram, Facebook, etc. They want you there to show you as many ads as possible, so they make a living, and a quite good living here. But with OpenAI and ChatGPT, I don't know how that will be, because I'm a bit afraid of ads being like there, even though they are showing in their principles. This is something that we might want to point out to. So in their principles, they say answer independent. So that means ads do not influence the answers ChatGPT gives you. Answers are optimized based on what's most helpful to you. Ads are always separate and clearly labeled. So this is kind of nice and reassuring. How can I get rid of this blue thing?
It's really. I was looking at that thinking, fuck's sake, Twitter is shit.
It's just go away. Like, I was waiting for it to go. It's so crazy that we still don't get UX. So many things here bother me, like the alignment of these, and it just gets me crazy. So Conversation privacy. We keep your conversations with ChatGPT private from advertisers, and we never sell your data to advertisers. Like, I don't know. So how can they target? Is that like, will I see ads for random stuff if it's not based on my conversation? And there is always these like two types of like ideas. Like, do you want the ads that are being shown to you to be made for you, or do you want the ads to be completely irrelevant? And people have like, I don't know, which one do you want? If you're going to be served ads anyway, you can't run away from it, let's say, which one would you prefer?
It's weird because some of my greatest purchases have been done through ads, because it was like, I really like that. However, like I'm not easily swayed by ads, so I'm under the school of thought I don't want them personalized. If I don't want to be encouraged to spend money that I don't have, so like I'm on the other side of the camp. But I totally get it. It's a very valid thing to say. Like, if you're gonna get ads, you might as well have them related to you.
So I would say it would be nice if people could have an option, but definitely the default one should be this. Ads should be not relevant to what you put out there. Choice and control. You control how your data is used. You can turn off personalization. Okay. So that's that. And you can clear the data used for ads at any time. We'll always offer a way to not see ads in ChatGPT, including paid tier that's ad-free. So these are, to be honest, reassuring, but I still don't, it's ChatGPT. You don't want ads. Long-term value. We do not optimize for time spent. I swear I did not read this. I did not read this before, like making my.
Clearly.
I did not read this. So we optimize. We do not optimize for time spent in ChatGPT. We prioritize user trust and user experience over revenue. Well, we prioritize user trust and user experience over revenue. This sentence doesn't make much sense once they are a public trading company, because shareholder value, baby, you gotta increase that. But
there needs to be, and there probably is, there needs to be a term about this, because these two things work together. By prioritizing trust, you gain financial reward. There's no two ways about it. Gone are the days of the hard salesman tactic of pushing things down people's throats. People are more gentle about it now. Saying that, there's one thing to be said about like ads, right? Again, gone are the days of being, we were always worried about people reading our emails, worried about people reading our messages. The way, and by the way, I don't know this, I've no data to show this, but the way I understand, or the way that would be smart about this, is we're less interested in the minutiae of what the exact words people say. Advertising is beyond comprehension at this point, where it's not about the thing you search for. Easy example. I ask a question about what nappies someone, a kid, needs or whatever, or my baby has rashes, nappies. Advertisers will not care. Well, they will obviously care that I have a child. I don't have a child, by the way, not that I know of. Advertisers will not care about the fact that I've got. They'll look into broader demographics. Okay, what's the age of nappies that they're looking for? Okay, they have a newborn child. They'll go so much more broad. It's so much more intertwined than that, and they'll cross-reference that with other searches to be very, very specific. They get specificity out of multiple data sources rather than looking at your individual word. Disagree with me or agree with me, but that's where I feel like we're getting so much more intricate with data now that I think there's only so much you can get from what people say in one conversation. You need to have it accessed across multiple things. Anyway, that's my spiel on advertisement in 2026. But I tend to think that I don't think we need to be worried about specific things we talk about, because it's across many different platforms. It's across many different sites. It's not even across sites. It's more so actions as well. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway.
Yeah. So there was actually a very good, very old video on this 7 years ago. It said this is a leaked internal video by Google, and it's a concept. This is way before AI was a thing. So the idea is, what if AI or like Google advertisers would get to a point that they are so good? Is this that video? I'm not sure if it is. Wait.
I think the concept you're talking about is the same though. It might not be the right video, but we'll share it below. We'll share it below if
So there is a Google called Ledger leaked video. What if AI gets to a point that can create a product on demand for you, not advertise a product, like match a product to you, but create a product for you. And there is an even crazier point. It's just a concept. What if AI knows you so good? Like ChatGPT nowadays knows us so good. What if ChatGPT gets us better than our moms? Because, you know, your mom knows how you take, like, exactly. She knows what to do that you cannot say no to. That's the point. What if the AI can show you something that you cannot say no to and advertise you that, and you see it, and there is, like, let's say, a near 100% chance of you purchasing it because you can't say no to it. Yeah. Now, ChatGPT is obviously giving us the reassurance that they are not going to do this, but I'm not sure if other companies are not going to do this. I do not trust this for a second. ChatGPT to me is a very Facebook-like company. I wish I could trust them, but I just can't. I'm optimistic, but I don't trust ChatGPT. So I don't know. People use ChatGPT for like a therapist. So what if they, with that amount of information about you, they could match you or like create products for you with ads that you cannot say no to? Anyway, this is something that you can write down in the comments and let us know how you feel about it. But this is how also it looks like. It looks to me a bit, I don't know, it's not too separated. I don't like it. My first impression, I don't like it. Maybe it's because I don't like ads, but yeah, I don't like this.
I don't like ads, and this happened when we were on stream last week, where we went to Google and we were looking for a boilerplate for this project that we're developing. We're streaming live every week, by the way, building an app from scratch using Claude Code. I'm imparting my knowledge onto Gabaza on how to use Claude Code, right? We were looking through boilerplate and we ideated what tech stack we might use. And we went to Google and I said, click on the second link. You looked at the first one and you clicked on the second. My eyes, that first one was actually an advert. And my eyes automatically skipped past that advert. And here's inherently the problem why Google in its previous form will die, is because it fools you. It fools you to think that is a result. They want to tread that line that says, do people think this is a normal relevant result? And it is partly relevant, but unfortunately someone's paid to be there. And then the first two results are those that have been optimized for SEO and they've gamified the whole system. So those have paid to play some. The actual relevant results are probably on page 2. I mean, that's a side thing, but the point is I the reason why I mentioned this is just I don't like ads that try and hide in plain sight.
You know what I mean? And this is why I'm zooming in here. separate and clearly labeled. Do you remember old days of Google that ads were more clear? And with time, they made it less and less clear to the point that right now there is this tiny sponsored thing that you see. And we kind of have learned as a society that the first few links are probably ads anyway. Just like what you did, you completely ignored them. You didn't even count them as in the index. So
the thing is, rental agreements and things like that will get you because, something will happen and then they'll raise it. It was in the contract, where's this line, where people, what's clear? Like, it will say this is an advert, and then you'll be fooled by something. You'll sign up to a service, or you'll get and you'll go, but you'll get back to the adverts, and it will always say this is an advert, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, people don't even on pop-ups and things like that. I'll close a pop-up and think, oh, I didn't even read that pop-up and it was essential, and I've just messed up my whole onboarding process, or sign up, or whatever it is. And it's like because people are so used to getting pop-ups out the way, because 9 times out of 10 they're there to annoy you. And just to touch on something we spoke about last week as well, is that when we spoke about the 10x thing, like this is 10x better. It teaches it kind of teaches society that this is 9 times out of 10, this doesn't actually matter. When you see 10x improvement everywhere, it teaches you that then 10x doesn't matter. But when it actually does matter, you disregard it. In the same way, pop-ups, 9 times out of 10, they don't matter. So when you see a pop-up, it's kind of lost its whole appeal. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I guess in the same way, adverts will say it in plain sight, but we've learned that to just ignore most things because we just look at the main title of the header. As long as we see what we want in the header, we'll click on it. Yeah.
So you started by saying like how clear is clear enough, or like how clear is it? I'm going to add the problem with language here. As you can hear, English is not my first language, and sponsored, even I know what it means. I don't think my parents easily know what it means. I don't know non-English speakers easily know what sponsored means. So I would say if they want to make it like truly clear, like how they are claiming here, and I don't mean just ChatGPT, as the whole industry, there should be an icon that shows this is an ad, and that would be nice. Maybe this is something for EU. If you are watching this, enforce an icon that universally says this block is an ad. I think that would be not too bad. And the last slide here, just to finish this off, what to know about the ads test in ChatGPT. Who will see ads? Free and Go plans. Who won't see ads? Plus, Pro, Business, and Enterprise stay ad free. I'm on Plus, by the way, for now, but I will cancel and go to free. I think so. I don't use ChatGPT, not because of ads. I just Claude. Claude is better. How ads will work. Ads do not change ChatGPT answers. Your chats with ChatGPT are not shared with advertisers. But it doesn't say that they are not personalized, because they will be personalized. Ads will be clearly labeled, as we talked about. It's not as clear as I would like it. Ads may be shown if they are relevant to your conversations. Oh, that's, again,
but
what
we
talked about.
But not necessarily personalized, broadly personalized. It's relevant to
but relevant
nappies, it will show you nappies or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm asking like, what is the difference between this tea and this tea, it might show me a tea ad, which is, I don't know. It's not bad, but I don't like this invasion of privacy. Chats that include sensitive topics such as health, mental health. I swear, again, I did not read this before, but as mental health, or politics are not eligible for ads. So this tells me all I need is to start all my conversation with something political. It will just makes it like actually this might work. I don't know. So
I don't know. Like I say, I think ads are looking at broad concepts now as opposed to an intentions. But anyway,
but for real, like maybe it works if you do
maybe
this.
it works. Maybe it works.
Yeah, I will try it. On a
or put it in your system prompt, so it's always included as part of your
you always have like, by the way, I vote for the Republic or whatever.
Yeah.
just to not show ads.
Yeah, for sure.
And my mental health is not really good. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you show me ads, I will do something. I don't know.
And saying this as well, the only other thing we breezed over really here is this new Go plan, which ads will be shown for. This was a plan that was much cheaper, aimed at sort of developing markets like India, and they're rolling it out to the everyman. Obviously, you'll get ads, but you do get a bit more. It might be something you downgrade to, might be something I upgrade to. I barely use ChatGPT, to be honest, but it's a nice, just an option for those just dipping their feet into it with extended usage of latest models and this, that, and the other. So yeah, pretty cool.
Cool. Well, that one was fun. It was fun. I didn't
more fun than we intended.
It was much more fun. I learned quite a few things myself. So yeah.
So word on the street is that Apple might go down the word on the street is Apple might go down the road of adding a chatbot, according to Mac Rumors.
A Siri chatbot.
And it's not what it seems. It's not what this seems. So this won't be. It's codename Campos.
What does that mean?
And it will be
Campos. Okay.
I don't know, to be honest. I think it's a town. It looks kind of Spanish, so maybe like a town or something. So this is key. The Siri chatbot will be integrated into iOS 27, iPad 27, macOS 27, replacing the current version of Siri. I can't imagine it ever replacing the version of Siri, but let me explain. The same natural language conversation functionality like ChatGPT, as you've come to expect when we say the word chatbot. This is quite confusing here because this is what it's all about. Apple's testing the Siri chatbot as a standalone app, but it won't be offered in app form. Instead, it will be built directly into Apple devices. Apple plans to power the chatbot with a custom model based on Google Gemini, which we spoke about last week. We've got a video on that as well somewhere. So what this tells me, and what I quite like about it, is that it will be almost like Apple Intelligence, that it will be ever present through your apps, whether it will be triggered. It will just be, I think it will just be context aware of what it is that you're doing. So you can say, hey, order me this online, or what does this mean, or convert this to whatever, all your usual Siri stuff, but it's just more integrated and again, I think context aware. This is what I think is quite interesting, and what Apple tends to do quite nicely is it tends to fall into place where you naturally need it, rather than kind of being shoehorned, which they've kind of been doing the last few years. But traditionally, Apple have been quite subtle about how they integrate stuff. It needs to be there when you need it, as opposed to forcing itself upon you. So quite interesting that they're going to be doing this, and like I say, of course, it's going to be using Google Gemini. But I wonder as well what this means for like Apple Intelligence, because again, I thought Apple Intelligence was context aware of things, but it's starting to take shape, and I don't know.
Apple has this tendency to integrate deeply. They have this whole vertical integration. So like, it was very odd to see they had ChatGPT in the first place. It was a desperate move, that the idea of you ask Siri, if it can't answer, it will ask ChatGPT. This is just an admission of defeat. Like, if it can't answer, what does it mean? Like, why can't it? It's really bad look, by the way. So it's much better look to use the underlying model, use Gemini as the underlying model and just have everything integrated. So I think it would be really cool if Siri could do things the way it can now, could do more the way like Google Assist can do on Android phones, but also have memory. Like right now, you talk to Siri and it forgets it. It'd be cool to have like a memory or like a list of chats. What I don't like is the way ChatGPT did it with, what was it called, their browser, Atlas, right?
Yeah.
Every time you wanted to do something with Atlas, like agentically do something, it would add it to your conversations with ChatGPT, which would bloat your conversations. I don't like that. So one of my biggest issues with all of these AI tools is that there are certain types of conversations that I want to keep around. So, like I'm doing this with co-work right now, that there is like a conversation. It has a mini app that I built. I use it as a way of doing my work. And I want to keep some of these and then have some also free floating conversation, if it makes sense. Like when I say set the timer on 2 minutes, I don't want it to remember. But when I say, hey, can you like do some like specific, I want to kind of like keep it in the background and maybe go back to it so I can continue.
Yeah, for sure.
If there is anyone who could potentially figure it out, I believe it is Apple. And with who was the head of their design, the guy who brought the Apple Glass liquid ass stuff, with him being gone, I think there's a good chance that we will have like some really nice, deep vertical integrations, and the rest of the industry will follow. So we're kind of waiting for Apple to figure this out, and then the rest of the industry will join. Probably.
Yeah.
I might get hate in the comments for saying that. I don't know.
I think Apple will win. I don't think they'll win in totality, but I think they'll win in that integration aspect. They won't be the best model, but it'll be the most well integrated and more useful. And you know what they say about cameras is the best camera is the one that you have on you.
Yeah.
And I think in the same way, because Apple will be so well integrated in just the right way, it'll be on device, it'll be private. I think they'll win in that respect. It will feel so useful, whereas other AI companies will win in people will choose to go to them. People will be like, right, they're so good, I'm going to go out my way to get work done and do what I need to do. So who knows? I mean, they're looking to. I mean, hopefully it'll be announced in June at WWDC or WWDC or WWDC or whatever, Dub.
Yeah, it's my favorite conference, by the way, of the year.
Didn't we watch it on? Didn't we do like a special watch it last year?
I think we did.
It again.
I think we did, and we should do it again.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, let's see what they announce at Dub, and hopefully we'll start to see Apple Intelligence kind of taking shape more formally.
Yeah. Cool.
Right, we are on the last one, which was a discussion, but I don't know whether I want to. I don't know. I mean,
we can talk about this. I also have like a rant about ChatGPT. We could also do.
Well, we're talking about chatbots. So why don't you do that? Is it related to coding tutorials?
No, it is. I don't want to get political, but it is about not
rant away. Get rant away, and then it might take us up to
So I have a rant about ChatGPT. Do you like these AI chatbots to not answer you or like influence you when you ask them a question? I hate it when they act like I'm a baby or like I'm not a grown-up man. So like my background, and we talked about this with the stuff happening in Iran. I was writing some text about protesters, like on the streets. And ChatGPT, I had the conversation there to do like grammar stuff and like potentially use like alternative words for these protests going that are going on or like were going on in Iran. And ChatGPT basically stopped answering me. And I got really mad. I tried a new chat and it was just like, no, I cannot tell you like these specific instructions on protests. And I was like, no, I don't want like, you, first of all, I don't want you to tell me these kind of things or like not answer me or like, I don't know. It wasn't, I wasn't asking for violence or anything. It was genuinely like, I thought it is like a very normal conversation that I have about like a text that I'm writing. And it just didn't reply. So I used, what would you use? What is the top model that comes to your mind when you have such a situation?
Bad Boy X, Grok.
Yes. Yeah. So I went to Grok. I love how you know. I went to Grok and surely Grok answered me. And again, this is not a call to violence. This is not like just some text about protest happening in Iran. And it got me really frustrated that ChatGPT was acting like it was making a decision or making it felt like it's censoring what I'm thinking. Because here's the thing, I'm not like using ChatGPT as a platform to publish, right? That conversation to me felt like this is how we use chatbots, right? It feels like a conversation I have like close with myself. This feels very close. This feels very, in a way, I don't want to use the word intimate, but for lack of better words, intimate in the sense that it's between us, right? And I don't want my own thoughts to be censored. And if my AI assistant is refusing this type of like, especially this type of things, it completely felt to me like my thoughts are being censored because I'm looking for alternative words and it refuses. So it felt like censorship. And I had to say it. I had to let it out. And I don't know if you had situations like this or not, but yeah, Grok did it.
No, I haven't had any situations like that. However, a lot of my heavy usage of ChatGPT was during the glazing days. So anything that went back then.
So your IQ is 200 and you're smarter than Einstein.
Yeah.
Back to that video that guy made. The glazing it's still going on, by the way. It's just like we as society, we're getting used to it in a way.
Maybe
or like
a bit more numb to
it. But it is going on.
But saying that, I think, this is inherently the problem with one of the problems with AI, and it's a one size fits all aspect. And the truth is, people just think and feel very, very differently. The one aspect is around, is it the platform's responsibility? How much responsibility should a platform hold on the content it delivers? And I watched a video about it or something, but like, a lot of there is, it's probably something about Grok, to be honest, but there's a frustration that a lot of these other companies do uphold, its own sense of morale and all the rest of it. And I think some people want that. Some people feel it's the obligation of that platform to decide, and they do. They do have a right to do so. It's their service. They're allowed to do whatever they want to it, right? And they're allowed to do whatever they want with it. However, some people want free speech, free use, and all the rest of it. Like, you brought up the Constitution at the moment. This is who are Anthropic to write this? Yes, broadly, you can, if you go down to their values.
This is very interesting. So this is at least it is clear to me
Mm.
what their values are, and I like seeing more of this. What is the morality? Yeah.
They're here. Scroll up. So broadly safe, broadly ethical, compliant. I think we can all pretty much agree with these, values, and they've done a very good job. And I love that Claude or Anthropic released this stuff. Like, I feel like this isn't something that OpenAI don't seem to really think about. They talk about being right for humanity and this, that, but I feel like Anthropic actually demonstrate how they are really thinking about AI in such a way that they're showing that they're thinking about humanity. Whereas I don't see ChatGPT. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might have missed it, but this is great to see. However, who are Anthropic to decide these things? Like,
well, they don't decide. They at least publish it, right? They show where they're standing.
This is in Claude's DNA. This is inside of Claude's DNA. This is in the training data. This isn't in the system prompt. This is baked into. This is in the system prompt of the training. So this is how it adheres. These are the constructs in which it works within, and it's great. But at the end of the day, this is one person's decision on what is deemed safe,
Yeah.
And why should that take precedence over being ethical or whatever, everyone's just on this gray scale of morality, and no singular person or entity is right ever.
Well, that brings us into like a much deeper conversation, but just as a food for thought, there is the idea that I agree with and believe in, that morality and like right and bad, these are like objective matters. So morality can only exist if it's objective and like if you can define it. So if you say, well, it depends on culture, and like I know people do make this type of argument, then it's not morality, because morality by definition, for it to exist in the first place, it has to be objective. But this goes into the philosophy of it, which is very interesting. But
no, totally. And I couldn't help but think of you when I was reading up about this and whatever. Like, it's very philosophical. It's very
it is,
it touches on many things, and it's not an easy problem to solve. It's not an easy problem to all agree on.
Yeah, and I do agree with all of these, and I truly believe like the conversation I had with it was not outside of this realm with ChatGPT, but it felt really bad. Because I wasn't asking to develop a drug. I know how that is bad, but in a way, it feels like these conversations are not public facing. It's not a platform where I can influence people and potentially create cause harm to people. It is a conversation that I have with my model, and maybe it needs to have a certain level of freedom and not decide what it, to that level that ChatGPT does.
Again, I don't want to get philosophical and stuff like that. However, I wonder if you were to go back to the conversation where ChatGPT refused to answer you, whether you discuss it in a way that's less specific about the events that took place, but more on the moral compass. I don't know exactly what you're asking about it, but the ideologies or the economic impact or something a bit more that you could apply to a similar discussion in a different topic and start to dissect it a little bit, be a bit more nuanced with your questioning to it, where you can start to unpack and discuss certain elements of the whatever it is you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see how you
its issue was I know I could trick it. I did start a new conversation, but that didn't work. I knew I could like go on and trick it, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to have the conversation, how you have it, to come up with different words for that these things that going on in the revolution. And I had that countdown timer, and I was writing also words for it, and it was like, because this is a countdown and it's like about protesters coming to protest, and I can't give you what you want. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Who
Yeah.
are you to tell me that? I'm gonna go ask Grok, and
Yeah, it's crazy. Grok to the rescue on not everything that's wrong. Well, it's not even wrong, really, is it? Just edgy.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I'm going to cancel my OpenAI subscription. Yeah. I'm just like heartbroken.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Anyway, I think that's all we've got time for, I think.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up in good time for me to go catch my train.
Yeah.
Links for everything will be down below. Maybe not in the stream, just because this is an admin nightmare for me, but certainly in the clips, we'll try and add links to everything that we spoke about. Do give us a like at Command AI Show on Twitch. Hello, our one viewer on Twitch.
It's not me.
Hello, Twitch. One viewer on Twitch. Give us an A up. Is it you on Twitch? Are you?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay. Anyway, at Command AI Show on YouTube, Instagram. Well, we don't really use Instagram anymore, but YouTube for sure. Twitch.
We will again.
Join us on Wednesday, where we'll be continuing our app build from scratch using Claude code. That was really fun last time. Loads of people in the comments asking questions and stuff like that. And I think that's everything. Oh, I've got my outro here. I just rattled up. Anyway, join us next week as well. Same time next week. We're here every week for all the news in AI design and dev. I've been Samuel.
And I've been Vercel.
Keep on vibing, baby.